All right, good afternoon, Craps fans. This is Scott from Paradise Craps. Back at you for a little dice action. What are we going to do? So I didn't understand Dr. Don't Pass One's comment that it was freaking DGE. So is he saying that playing the Don't Pass action strategy, but playing it on the Don't Count, that is similar to what DGE does? I didn't really understand what that meant. Maybe somebody out there can decipher his comment because I certainly don't get it. All right, so again, I made a comment that I was trying to chef it up a little bit to try to smooth out the come out 7s and 11s. And really it's the combination of 7s and 11s on the come out that really hurt this strategy, especially at $1,000, right? Because of the $100 don't pass. So you get whacked a few times there, and you can't really hedge the way I was hedging. So IPTV Club said, well, there's two ways you can chef it up. You can chef it up by going on to DC, or I forget what the other thing he said was. And again, my feeling was, the DC is just going to move where your whack point is. You could still have a come out. You could still have, so you establish a point. The shooter establishes a point. You get an 11, boom, I get whacked. And now you get a 7, boom, now you get a new shooter. So you could still get multiple whacks. And then you got a new shooter coming out, maybe another PSO, I don't know. So, but anyway, I was playing it this morning. I rolled out several sessions on WinCraps Live just to see what it looked like. I think I won 3 out of 4 of the sessions, but still not sure whether the DC is better than the DP. But let's try it. See, right? All right, so again, my $1,000 standard bankroll, 500, 600 plus 400. So we'll just assume that we're not the shooter to start with. We got no line bet. Going to wait for a point. And we got a 4. So that's kind of the thing that bums me out, though, a little bit about it. Now, why is that? Oh, because I stuffed all the fabric down in there. Wow, that's really thick. Interesting. Anyway, so now the point's 4. And so now I'm going to miss out on being able to play the 4. But again, you're just rolling. So, you're going to get different rolls. This quite possibly could move to the 4, right? So, all right, here we go. $100 on the DC. And we get a 10. So that's okay. All right, that's a good number for us on the DC. So that's going to move to the 10. And now I'm not going to hedge the 10. I'm just going to play it the same way I played it before. And we'll just roll that one out. And we got a 7 PSO on, well, it wouldn't be a PSO on the 10. It's a 7 out on the 4. But we're going to get paid. So that's going to come down. And we're going to get paid 100 for that. DC. All right, so now we're up a quick $100. All right, here we go. And we got a new shooter coming out. Again, we're not shooting. 325, point is 5. All right, so we're on the 5. Again, $100 on the DC. Here we go. And we got an 8, 628. All right, so again, once I'm on a point, so now I'm behind the 8. So I'm going to hedge the 8 for $90, fully hedge it with my place bet. So I'm playing it the exact same way as far as the 8 is concerned. So where I get confused, 5, 4, 9. So say they hit the point, they go off, right? Or I hit the 8 and they're still rolling. Then what do? Do I wait for a 7? And that was kind of how I ended up this morning. I'm thinking I just want to wait for a 7 and basically do it, play the hand per shooter is what I'm thinking. I don't know if that makes sense. The only thing that didn't make sense was, so say they hit the 5, say we hit the 8, and we get paid on the 8. There's a 10, and now they hit the 5. So I'm waiting for that 7 before I go back out again, right? They hit the 5, they hit their point, they're off. Now they have a come out 7. to me that resets. And at that point, I would go back on the DC once they established a new point. Again, I'm not sure if that makes perfect sense, but that's kind of the way I was looking at it. So 516, again, I'm kind of playing it by shooter, right? But if I get knocked off and then the shooter hits their point and they come out 7, they have a come out 7, then I reset and go ahead and I go back out on the DC. So that's kind of the way I was playing it. All right, so we got a 7 out there, and we're going to lose the 90, but we're going to get paid the 100 on the DC. So again, we make 10 bucks on that one. All right, who do we got in the house? Hey, 5.0 Cobra, good afternoon. Arizona Crap Shooters, good afternoon. Dr. S, good afternoon. Regulars in the house. How's everybody doing on this fine Monday afternoon? I got to turn the fan on, get some air moving in here. All right, let's do it on silent mode. Get a little bit of air movement. All right. So, I don't know if the DC is better than the DP, but we'll try it, see how it goes. Here we go. 538, point is 8. All right, so we're on the 8, $100 on the don't come. And we got a 6, all right? So that DC is going to move behind the 6. I'm going to fully hedge the 6 for 90 bucks. So now I'm either going to win 5 bucks on a 6 or 10 bucks on the 7. 639. And again, my question is, the way I would play it, there's a 6, 4, 10. So if I get hit on the 6, get paid on the 6, and that comes down, the 8's still working, the shooter's still shooting, and I would typically wait for a 7 out before I go back out again. And if they hit their point of 8, and the puck is off, and they roll a come out 7, then I would go ahead and reset and go back out on the DC. So that's kind of the way I'm playing it. All right, so we got a 7 out. So we're going to lose 90, but we're going to get paid 100, so that's another 10 bucks. Back in the rack. All right, so we'll put that over there. And we'll put that back over there. And here we go. Coming out. Again, we're not shooting. We don't have any kind of pass line bets out there. 549. Point is 9. All right, $100 on the DC coming out. Or not coming out, looking for a point. All right, so we got whacked on the DC there. That would be a PSO on the 9. All right, so we're going to lose 100 there. Here we go. New shooter. 538. All right, so now I'm going to ladder up on my DC to 200 bucks. And I got a 3, so that was fortuitous. So we're going to get paid 200 bucks, and we're going to ladder back down to 1 unit. Here we go. Still looking for a DC. Yo 11, that's going to be a loser on the DC. And again, I'm not going to press my bet on the 11s because the 2s and 3s should more than make up for it. So here we go. 516. All right. So DC is going to move behind the 6. I'm going to fully hedge that 6 for 90 bucks. So now I'm going to either win 5 bucks or I'm going to win 10 bucks. And we got a 5. And we got an 8 point hit. All right, so we're off. And this is one thing where I had to be careful because on WinCraps I didn't do that. I had to make sure I call that bet on. Otherwise I'm leaving my DC exposed. And there's a 7 out. So. And that's the way it kind of worked earlier, come out 7, I mean. That's the way it worked earlier, is when I forgot to put this on, and I only had the DC working, the 7 showed up on the come out, and so I ended up making 100 bucks rather than making 10 bucks, which is what I'm going to make now, right? So we're going to take that down, we're going to get paid 100 bucks, we're going to lose the 6, but we're going to get 100 on that. All right. Okay. That's the name of that tune. And we got a 4, hard 4. Point is 4. All right, $100 on the DC again. And we got a 4, so that's going to knock that 4 off. We're going to go behind the 4. We're not going to hedge the 4. We're going to leave that unhedged now. 516, because we're a 2-to-1 favorite on that one, so that's what we want. The 4 or 10 is our money makers. Not going to win them all the time, certainly, but 549, we should win them more than we don't. 538. 415. And if I lose it, I just ladder it. 426, point hit. All right, same shooter coming out. 426 again. All right, there we go. Looking for big red. We got an 8, 628. And we got a 6, point hit again. Here we go, coming out, same shooter, hot shooter. Oh, 314. Now we knocked them off, they knocked us off. All right, so now I'm going to go out for 200 on the DC. Now I haven't seen a 7, so this is where it's dangerous to me, right? I got knocked off by the 4, and now I'm going out for 200 on the DC. I don't know if I should wait for the 7 or just go right back out. That's the part I'm not sure about. All right, so the DC is going to move behind the 8. So now I need to go 180. 180. Place bet to hedge that 2 units. And we got a 6. So now I'm either going to get 10 bucks on the 8 or 20 bucks on the 7. 6-5 yo. Can't lose, which is nice. That's kind of the point. 426. 617 out. All right. So we're going to lose the 180, but we're going to get paid 200, so we're going to make 20 bucks on that one. All right. That's going to come down. That's going to come down. And there we go. All right. And we got a new shooter coming out. It's not us. 8, square pair. All right, so I'm still at the $200 level from laddering up. I'm going to stay there. Here we go. Looking for a DC, and we got the 8. All right, so we're going to... 8's coming down. We're going to move behind the 8. Same thing, 2 units. That's 180. 180. Place bet. Now we're either going to win 10 bucks or 20 bucks. And we got a 3. So they don't have a point yet. Here we go. And we got a 6. All right, so the point is 6. And we got a 9. And we got a 4. And we got a yo. And we got a 9. And we got a 7 out. All right, so new shooter off the 6. We're going to lose that 180, but we're going to get paid 20 because we're going to get paid 200. All right, that can all go back in the rack. All right, and here we go. New shooter coming out. And we got a 6, 426. All right, so I'm still laddered up to 2 units here because I haven't won anything on that really, other than some change on the 6 or 8. And now we got an 8 again. All right, so that 2 units is going to move behind the 8. Again, I'm going to go out for 180. Place bet. Fully hedged. So I'm either going to win 10 bucks or I'm going to win 20 bucks. And there's the 8. All right, so we're going to lose the 200, but we're going to get paid 210 for the 180. 210 for the 180. Let me make sure that's right. I think that's right. All right, 6 and 8. 210 pays, no, No, 180 pays 210. Yeah. All right. All right, so we're going to make 10 bucks for that one. And that's all going to come down. Now, this is where I'm not going to go back out again because I'm waiting for that 7 to show up. So on this shooter, I'm going to wait for them to either hit the point and then 7 out or 7 out. And then we get a new shooter. There's a 628. There's an AC Doocy. But that's the part I was a little confused about. I don't know what you guys think about that. Hard 4, Ballerina. And there's a easy 4, Little Joe. And there's a Yo. And there's a 5. And there's a 9. Whoa. And there's a 5 again. Horse and buggy. And there's a 5, 3, 2. 6, hard 6. All right, so that's a point hit. Same shooter coming out. And we got an 8. All right, so I still haven't seen a 7, so I'm not willing to put my DC out there yet. 516. DC would have been on the 6. And we got an 8 point hit. All right, same shooter, hot shooter coming out. 4, hard 4. All right, we'd still be on the 6. And there's a 9. Here's a 9. And there's a 7 out. All right, so we would have made 20 bucks on that one. All right, so we're off the 4. We got a new shooter coming out. Here we go. And we got a Yo 11. All right, coming out. And we got a 9, 639. All right, so now we're going to go back out for our 200 because we're still laddered up on that DC. And we got a 628. Okay. Be nice if we could get something with a little bit better odds, but that's all right. Now we're guaranteed to win. Go out there for 180 on the 8, place it. So now we're either going to win 10 bucks or we're going to win 20 bucks. 628, we're going to win 10 bucks on this one. All right, so we're going to lose the 200, but we're going to get paid 210. So we make 10 bucks on that. All right, and here we go. Now we're just rolling for either a 9 or a 7. We got a 6. And we got a 9, 639. All right, so that shooter hit their point. They are coming out. And they got an 8. Okay. Again, I haven't seen a 7, so I'm not going to play. And we got a 3. That would have been a winner on the DC. Boxcars. Push on the DC. 11, that would have been a loser on the DC. 7, that would have been a loser on the DC. So I think we did okay on that one. All right, so we're off. We got a new shooter coming out. All right, 314. Point is 4. All right, I'm still at the $200 level with my ladder, so I'm going out on the DC for 200. And I got a 9. That's a better number for us. All right, so the DC is going to move behind the 9. We're going to go out there for 150. So now a 9 is going to pay us 205. 75. It's going to pay us. Let's see. 150. So 75. 75 pays what? 80. Oh, I'm losing it already. All right, so 150 on the 5 or 9 is going to pay 210. All right, so we're going to make 10 bucks on the 9, or we're going to make 50 bucks on a 7. There we go. Yeah, the DC is definitely the butt clencher on this one. Acey-deucey. But at this point now we can't lose, and I like that. I mean, that's a nice, really nice feeling. All right, so we got a 7 out off the 4. So again, we're going to lose 150, but we're going to get paid 200. So we're going to make 50 bucks on that one. All right, I think we've probably scratched out enough to cover our loss. So I should probably go back to base at this point. I'm thinking. Let's see where we're at. All right, there's 5, 25, 50. All right, so let's get that. All right, so there's 50. So we got 100, 10, 20, 30, 140 we're up right now from where we started. All right, here we go. New shooter, 415. Point is 5. I'm going to go back to base, $100 DC. And we got a boxcars. That's going to be a push on the DC. And we got a 9. All right. So the DC is going to move behind the 9. $75. We're going to fully hedge the 9. Okay. So on a win, on a 7 out, we're going to make a quarter, and on a 9, we're going to make $5. And we got a 9. So we're going to make $5 on that one. All right, so we're going to lose 100, but we're going to get paid 105. Back in the rack. All right, still got the shooter with our 5 out there, and a 7 out. Okay, so they're done. New shooter. Here we go, coming out. So where you really make the money is on the 4 and 10s. If you can get on those 4 and 10s unhedged, that's what you want. The 5 and 9s aren't bad. You're still making decent money, but really the 4 and the 10s is where the money's at. All right, so there's a 6-5 yo. So that's going to be a loser on the DC. Now, do I want to push my luck and go to 2, or just do what I said, which is just leave it at 1, because the 2s and 3s should make up for it. I still believe that. All right, so there's our 314. So that's going to move behind the 4, and we're going to leave that unhedged. We lost it earlier. Let's see if we can get it now. 415. Looking for big red. 2-1 favorite. 516. That's a point hit. Same shooters coming out. 415. They're now on the 5. We're looking for big red. We got a 10. And we got an 8. And we got a 3. And we got a 6. Looking for big red. 9. All right, let me try to randomize these dice a little bit. 7 out. There we go. Sometimes you just got to give them that little extra randomization. All right, so that's going to pay us 100. So that's the 11 that we lost. So we're still staying at 100, coming out. New shooter. 538. $100 DC. Here we go. And we got a 9, Neener. All right, so DC is going to move behind the 9. We're going to fully hedge that 9 with $75. So now we're either going to make $5 or we're going to make $25 on the 7. That's what we want, that 7. Boxcars, midnight. 6, hard 6. And we got a 9. So we're going to get $5 on that one. All right, so we're going to lose the DC, and we're going to get paid 105. So we made $5 on that one. All right. It's okay, we made $5. We couldn't lose, all right? Could not lose. 538, point hit. All right. So again, until I see a 7, I'm not going back out on the DC. And there's the come out 7. All right, so now I will go back on the DC once they've got a point established. 6-5 yo, wonderful. Love to see that when we're not on, when we got nothing at risk. AC Doocy, that would have been a nice one. That's all right. And we got a 7. Yeah, get those out of your system now, baby. I don't want to see those on that DC. 415. Point is 5. All right, on the 5, $100 DC now. Here we go. And we got a 5. All right, so point hit by that shooter. We're going to move behind the 5, and we're going to fully hedge that with 75. And we're going to make sure the dealer knows that it's working on the come out. Here we go. 8, square pair. All right, so they're on the 8. And we're looking for a 7. And we got it, 617. All right, so off the 8. So we're going to lose the 75, but we're going to get paid 100 on the DC. So that's going to go back in the rack. So what are we up now? We got 125, 150, 170 bucks we're up right now. Go to the bar. Hey, Red Eye. Yep. All right. So what do we got? We got a new shooter coming out. Here we go. And we got a 7. You can roll all the 7s you want when you're off that puck. And we got a 10. All right, so they're going to be down on the 10. We're going to go out for a $100 DC. And we got a 5 Fever. All right, so that's going to move behind the 5. I'm going to fully hedge it for 75 bucks. So I'm either going to make 5 bucks or 25 bucks. And we got an 11. I'm going to make 5 bucks on a 5, 25 bucks on a 7. There we go, 617 out. All right, so we're off the 10. Going to lose 75, but we're going to get paid 100 on the DC. All right. So now we're up, what, 200 bucks? 150, 175, 195. All right, here we go. New shooter. 628. Oh man, I watched that All on Black AOB. He released session 13 this morning, I guess. He got his ass handed to him. I really want to go down and write down all the roles, what the roles were, and then do it with the Dancing Streets and see whether it would have done any better or different, significantly different. He went, I mean, he had some huge bets, like $2,000, $1,000, $2,000. He was just getting hammered. Absolutely hammered. I think he gave up. He gave up and he was down like almost 3,000 bucks for the day. All right, here we go. Oh, shit. We got a point. All right, so boxcars, that would have been a push. So that's all right. Got our DC out there now. And we got 11. That's going to be a loser. All right, back out for another 100. I'm not going to press that one up. I'm not going to ladder up on the 11s. 4, 314. Man, the 4s have not really been good to us today. Let's see if this one does any better. And we got a 9. We're a 2-to-1 favorite. Doesn't mean we're going to win, obviously. 6, 4, 10. We've already lost, what, 2, 3 times on the 4? 6, 3, 9. 314, there we go again. Damn. All right, so now I'm going to ladder up. Now, I still haven't seen a 7, so it's risky for me to ladder at this point on the DC. That's the part I'm not sure about. Should I just wait for the next shooter, not risk it, since we haven't seen a 7? I'm thinking that's the right play. 8, point hit. All right. So we got the same shooter coming out. And we got a 6, 516. All right, I'm looking for a 7 before I go back out with my next bet. 415. 516, point hit again. And we got a 6 again. And we we got a 10. And we got a 5. And we got a 12. Man, those 4s have just been so mean to us today. 5, 1, 6. We haven't won one of those yet. Oh, no roll dice off the table. All right. Five, 2, 3, 5. Looking for a 7. There it is. All right, PSO on the 5. All right, new shooter coming out. 7. Come out 7. 9. Neener. All right, on the 9. All right, now I'm going to go out for my $200 DC. Give me a 4 or 10. 6. 5, 1, 6. All right. Not great. All right, so that's going to move behind the 6, and I'm going to hedge that with 180. And I'm out of black chips. I'll take that. 100 and 80. So we're fully hedged on the 6. Going to make 10 bucks, or we're going to make 20 bucks. Hard 4. 8. 8. 9. Point hit. All right, so same shooter coming out. 6. All right, so, oh shit, and I should have said we were working. We were working. All right, so that's going to knock us off the 6. We're going to lose 200, but we're going to get paid 210 over there. All right, I got to remember to make sure my bets are called on and working. All right. Okie doke. Now we're looking for that 7 again. There we go. All right, new shooter coming out. Here we go, coming out. And we got an 8. Point is 8. All right, 200 on the DC. Give me a 4 or 10, please. 5. All right, that's all right. All right, so that's going to move behind the 5. And to fully hedge that's going to be 150. So we're fully hedged now at 150. And we got a 4. So I'm going to get 50 on a 7, or I'm going to get 10 on a 5. Oops. Oh shit, I knocked it. Was that a 7? I don't know if that was a 7 or if I knocked it. I didn't see it first. Dang it. All right, we'll call it a 7. All right, so we're going to lose that 150 and we're going to get 200. So there's another 50 there. Back in the rack. All right, new shooter coming out. 6-5, yo. Acey Deucey. 549. Point is 9. All right, I'm going to stay at the $200 level here. Here we go. Looking for some 2s and 3s. We got a 5 again. 2s and 3s would be nice. All right, so 200 behind a 5. Again, that's going to be a 150. Fully hedged. 415. Point hit. All right. So again, we're going to lose the 200. And we're going to get paid 210. So we're going to make 10 bucks on that one. All right. They're still rolling for their 8. Sorry, 9. And there's the 9. All right. So they're off. We got the same shooter coming out. Got a 4. All right, on the 4. I'm not going out till I see a 7. There's a 5. And And there's a 7 out. All right, so off the 4, new shooter coming out. And we got a 9, 6, 3, 9. On the 9, all right, I'm still looking for my 2s and 3s. I got a $200 DC out there. There's my 3. All right. All right, so we're going to get that back, and we're going to go ahead and ladder back down to 100. Here we go. Still looking for our DC. We got an 8, 6, 2, 8. All right, point is 9. We're behind the 8. We're going to fully hedge that for 90 bucks. Place 90 bucks on the 8. Can't lose now. We're either going to make 5 bucks or 10 bucks. And we got a 7. So this shooter is done. We're going to lose that 90 but get paid 100. So we're going to make 10 bucks on that one. All right. That goes there. Let's see where we're at. All right, 3, 2, 5. There's 25. 3, 2, 5. There's another 25. All right, so there's 2 quarters. All right, and we got a black one there. So it looks like we're at 250, 60, 70, 80. $280 we're up right now. Anthony says you should call it a 5 since it's less beneficial. Oh, then the 7? No, I mean, it was definitely a 6. It was a 6 and something, so it couldn't have been a 5. It couldn't have been, I'm telling you. All right, here we go. New shooter coming out. And we got a 9, neater. All right, so that shooter's on a 9. We're going to go ahead and go back to base level, $100 DC. And we got a 6. All right, DC is going to move behind the 6. I'm going to fully hedge that 6 for 90 bucks. So I'm either going to make 5 bucks or 10 bucks. But I cannot lose. 549, point hit. Make sure the dealer knows that that bet is working. Coming out. 6, 4, 10. All right, on the 10. Again, we can't lose on the 6. Looking for a 6 or a 7. 3, 1, 4. 4, 3, 7 out. All right. So we're going to lose the 90, but we're going to get paid 100. So we get another 10 bucks. 10 bucks, 10 bucks, 10 bucks. I'll take 10 bucks all day long. I'm not proud. All right, here we go. New shooter coming out. 3, AC Doocy. Same shooter coming out. 8, 6, 2, 8. All right, $100 DC. Here we go. Looking for a 4, 10. We got a 6 again. All right, so that's going to move behind the 6. Again, I'm going to fully hedge that for 90 bucks. Can't lose. Either going to pay me 5 bucks or 10 bucks. Either way, I'm okay. 4. Cannot lose. 5. 8, point hit. All right, make sure the dealer knows that our 6 is working. Coming out. And we got a 9. On the 9. All right, here we go. And we got a 6. All right, so that's going to pay us 5 bucks. We're going to lose our 100, but we're going to get paid 105. So there we go. Back in the rack. All right. They're still looking for their 9. They got a 5. And they got a 7 out. All right, so we got a new shooter coming out. 5, fever. All right, on the 5, we're going to do our $100 DC. Looking for a DC. Hey, 3 winner. There we go. So I said I'm not really concerned about the 11s. It's just the 7s and the 11s. And this definitely cuts down. I mean, you could have a 11, 11, 11. You could get hammered on this on the 11s, but the probability of the 11s is so much less than the 7s over here. It's still a much better bet. No question. All right, so how much are we up? Let's wait till the end of the hand and then we'll see. All right, so we're still looking for our DC, and we got an 8. All right, so the DC is going to move behind the 8, and again, we're going to go $90 fully hedged. So what do you guys think? Is the DC better than the DP for this type of strategy? 617, out. All right, so we're going to lose 90, but we're going to get 100, so that's an extra 10 bucks. All right, that comes down. We got a new shooter. Let's see where we're at. All right, so I still got my 5, 6, and 4. There's my 1,000 over there. Over here I got 2, 3, 50, 75, 400. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So 375, 400, looks like 405. That's what we got in our rack. All right, here we go, coming out. I'm only going to go to 500 today if I can get it. 314. All right, $100 on the DC, base level. Here we go. And we got a 2 craps winner. I think that puts us at 500 bucks, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's 500 bucks right there. That's a good day. That's a good day in the office. There's 400, 475, 505, $505. Cocktails. About two hours of play. I'm okay with that. I would play for 2 hours for 500 bucks. So 42 minutes. You think that's about 2 hours? I haven't been counting my rolls, so I trust you. I believe you. $250 an hour. Tax free. Decent. Decent. Yeah, tiny wins do add up for sure. Hey Peter G, you think it's the same? The don't pass versus the don't come? Yeah, I don't know. The jury's still out for me. Yeah, I do roll a lot. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, my frequency is much greater than the standard table for sure. All right. Yeah, I know. I wasn't a good job. I just got lucky. I'm trying to really see, but thank you. I mean, it really was just nothing but luck. But the question is, will I be luckier playing it on the DC, where I'm limiting the number of 7s and 11s? I'm really not limiting the 11s, because again, like I said, you could get hammered 11, 11, 11, and then 7, 11. You can only have 1 7 here, because then it's a PSO on whatever the point is. But you could still have a lot of 11s. But we don't see a lot of 11s. I mean, you do see back-to-back yos, but over here on the don't pass, man, you can have a 7, 7, 11, 7. I mean, that's not that uncommon. We know that 4 7s in a row or 5 7s in a row, very uncommon, but you throw an 11 in there to break it up, it's basically starting over again. And I have seen quite a few where, I'll take 4 hits on that. And that's painful. Yeah, those come out sevens. Those can be pretty brutal. Yeah, I think you're right, Anthony. Because you don't see a lot of multiple PSOs, and they can't inflict a lot of damage on you because you're not going to see a lot of 11s, right? So to me, worst case, you're going to see an 11 and then a 7, right? Um, but it could be cumulative. It just depends on how the dice are going to roll. But I do think, and this was IPTV's comment, and I agree. I think this is probably a better way to roll. Even though I did get wiped out this morning playing it, I don't know if I think I was going up on the 11 as well, which I know better. I shouldn't do that. I don't need to do that. So no reason to put more money at risk. Seems like a decent way to play. All right. It's funny, the guy from work that I was telling you guys about before, he went to the Hollywood Casino in Tampa, and he put $100 in there, and he was playing Frogger, Follow the Loser. I don't know if he was martingaling or not, but he was playing Frogger. He played it for 4 hours on his $100, and then he was drinking as he was playing, and then he lost track of where he was as far as where he was on the Frogger, and so then he started with the pass line and the 6 and 8, and he ended up losing his money. But I was impressed that he bought in for $100, $10 units. I don't know that he went up from the $10 units, but he was able to play for 4 hours playing Frogger over there. That was pretty crazy. $200? No way. This strategy? $100 don't pass? DC? $100 don't come? No way in heck. What are you talking about? You must be talking about something else. Frogger maybe? But yeah. No, I think 1,000 is probably marginal for this. All right, I'm loaded with my 1,000 again. Let's just do a couple of shooters and see how it goes. Where are we at? 47 minutes. Yeah, we got 13 minutes. All right, here we go. 314. On the 4, $100 DC. Here we go. Looking for a DC now. 426. All right, behind the 6 with our DC. We're going to fully hedge that for $90. There we go. Looking for a 7 or 11. 7 or 11. Looking for a 6 or a 7. There's a 3. And there's a 4. All right, so that's a point hit. And same shooter. Let's make sure we tell the dealers we are working on our 6. And there is the 6. All right, so we're going to lose the 100. They're going to go on the 6. And we're going to get paid 105, so we're going to make a nickel on that one. But hey, we couldn't lose. We made a nickel. Now we got some tip money. Cocktails. Oh, cocktail server. All right, we're up a nickel. Here we go. They're still shooting. They're on the 6. And they're off the 6. Point hit. Okie doke. And they got the 6 again. Hard 6. And we got the 7. PSO on the 6. All right, we got a new shooter coming out. And we got a 6 again. All right. $100 on the DC for us. And we got a 9. 639. Otherwise known as Opportunity. All right, $75, fully hedged. Looking for big red. Oh, 325. Hit my damn chips. That happened a lot on the table on Royal. 6-5, yo. A lot of chips are flying. 314, Little Joe. Can't lose now though. We're either going to make $5 or 25 bucks. 325. 426, point hit. All right, let's make sure we tell the dealer to turn our 9 working or make our 9 working. Coming out. 4. All right, looking for big red. 5. 415. 8. Square pair. 4. Point hit. All right, make sure we're working. Dealer, that's working. Same shooter coming out. 617. All right. So we're going to lose 75, but we're going to get 100 on our DC. Comes down back in the rack. Now we're up 30 bucks. All right, and they're coming out. They hit the 7, so we're going to be ready to go. 628. All right, so they're on the 8. We're going to go back out for our $100 DC. And here we go. And we got a 6. All right, behind the 6. And we're going to fully hedge that for 90. Here we go. And we got a 5. Fever. And we got a 2. Aces. And we got a yo 11. Whoop, no roll. And we got a 5. 2, 3, 5. And we got an 8, point hit. All right, make sure we ask the dealers to turn our 6 on, working. There we go. 7 out, or come out 7. Come out 7, all right. Do see a lot of those, so that's all right. All right, so we're going to lose our 90, but we're going to get paid 100. Oops. And it's going to come down. And that's going to come off. Okay. So they had to come out 7, so they're still shooting, looking for a point. They got an 11, which is nice to see when we're sitting over here with nothing at risk. And we got a 4. All right, so they're on the 4. We're going to go out for another $100 DC now. Oh, and we got a boxcar, so that's going to be a push on the DC. And we got a 7 out. PSO. Actually, it's not a PSO because we had the boxcars. All right, so we're going to lose 100 there. New shooter coming out. 6, 426. All right, we're going to press our ladder, our DC up 1 unit, 200 bucks. Here we go. Got a 4. All right, boy. Well, let's see if the 4 does us better this time. Behind the 4, unhedged. And we got an 8. And we got a 9. And we got a 5. All right, let's randomize those dice. And we got an 8, square pair. And we got a 6, point hit. All right, don't need to turn anything on because that's going to be working on the come out. And we got a 9. Looking for big red. We got a 5. Nine, point hit. All right, starting to turn into a roll here. There we go, come out 7. All right, so that's going to come down and get paid. 200, 200, and back in our rack. All right, same shooter coming out. And we got an 8, 628. Back out for 100 DC. And we got a 7. PSO on the 8. Dang it. Alright, so we're going to lose that 100. And we got another come out 7. And we got a 5. Point is 5. Alright, I'm going to ladder back up 200 on the DC. Here we go. Got a 5. Alright. So we're going to off the 5. That's going to move behind the 5. And I'm going to go out for 150 to hedge the fully hedge the 5 and make sure that that's working. Here we go. And we got a 6. Point is 6. Alright. And we got a 3. And we got a 10. So we're either going to make 10 bucks or we're going to make 50 bucks. Really want to see that 7. There's a 8. There's a 3. Looking for a 7. There's a 4. Can't lose either way. And there's a yo. And there's a 9. There's a 9. There's a 3. There's a 5. All right, so we got the less of the winner. So we're going to lose 200, but we're going to get paid 210. That's going to come down. There we go. All right, they're still shooting for their 6. They got an 8. And they got a 4. And they got a 6. Point hit. All right, same shooter coming out. 617. All right, so that's going to reset our DC. Boxcars, Midnight, Double on the Bubble. 8, 628. All right, so we're on the 8. We're going to stay laddered up at our $200 level. Here we go. And we got a 9, 639. All right, so 200 is going to move behind the 9. We're going to fully hedge that for 150. So we're going to get paid 10 bucks or 50 bucks, right? All right, 3. 3. 5. 3. 8. Point hit. All right, make sure the dealer knows that we are working on our 9. Here we go. 7, come out 7. All right, so we're going to lose 150, but we're going to get paid 200 for our DC, so we make 50 bucks on that one. Okay. Same shooter still coming out. And we got a 10, 6, 4, 10. All right, so we're on the 10. And now we're going to go out for 200 again on our DC because we haven't really had a winner on that yet. And we got a 10. All right. So that's a point hit. Our 200 is going to move behind the 10. And now let's see if we can get a 7 here, unhedged. We got a yo 11. That was awfully close. All right. And we got a 9, 639, also awfully close. All right, so they're on a 9. We're looking for a 7. 8, square pair. 9, point hit. All right, don't have to do anything with our lay, or our DC, I should say. And there's a come out 7 winner for us. All right, so that's going to come down, get paid 200. And I think that's going to be a session for us. All right, let's see how we ended up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so that's good to go there. We got 5 there. 300 bucks. We ended up 300 bucks. There's 4 green for 1 black. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 4 is 10. Another 300 bones. What do we make on that first one? 500, right? 505, something like that. Oh, what's Anthony saying? Why is the win goal so high? Because it's achievable. I don't think it's that high. I mean, if you want to use $1,000 bankroll for 100 bucks, you can do it easily. I'm just rolling it out at a level that I think is reasonable for the strategy. It seems to be. So what did we finish that first one up? 505, right? So now we're up 805. It's a damn good day. A damn good day in the office. All right, I'm going to go roll it out on Windcraft some more. Chat with the wife. I think she's done for the day now. I mean, you could start with less, and I don't know. I'm just trying to roll it out and see, how consistent, and that's why this morning when I was rolling it out and I got whacked for 1,000, I'm like, let's see if I can go for 1,000, and I did. I went for 1,000. I was able to get it. So, it just kind of tells me how robust the strategy is, I guess, if you will. Yeah, you're welcome, Anthony. Thank you for stopping by. Hey, IPTV. You're a little bit late, brother. I'm getting ready to close up shop. But we did it your way. We did it the DC, and the first session was 505, and then this last session was 300, but we did it, how long was it, Anthony? It was less than 15 minutes, right? Like 10 minutes, 12 minutes, something like that, up 300 bucks. So I think the DC is the way to go. Yeah, no, it did well both times. 505 for that first session, which was 40 something minutes. Anthony said it'd be about 2 hours on the real table, which I think is probably accurate. And then this last one, after that one, I did it again, and we just made another 300 bucks on that. So 805 for the day, probably 4 hours, 3 hours, maybe 3 hours total at the table. You made 760 bucks. Holy shit. Yeah, I guess you're not sharing your 6 and 8. I keep asking you. 250 base. I don't know. Was that 125 each? I don't know. Anyway, I like this one. I like it. I like the guaranteed win on the 5, 6, 8, and 9. I like the DC. The DC seems to work better than the DP. So. And it's interesting because Dr. Don't Pass 1 made a comment that this was DGE style. So I don't know if this is the way DGE does it, the way that Charlie does it on Drunk Guy Explains. But, base of 250, same as your strategy. Oh, okay. So instead of base of 100, base of 2, when you say base, you're talking about the DC 250? Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so that's scalable. So now we just got to scale it back down to something that's more crypto addictive, bubble craps wise. Obviously you can scale it up okay. Just got to figure out how to scale it down and See if it's, I mean, again, if it's profitable, as long as you scale it appropriately, should work fine. I would think. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by again. This is Scott. So, yeah, I think I'm going to keep trying this with the DC and see how it goes. Easier scaling up, yeah, I know. Scaling down is definitely challenging, but should be doable, especially if you're going to a bubbles, right? If you're going to a bubble craps, where you can do much smaller bets. All right, guys, have a great rest of your Monday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Same craps time, same craps channel. Have a good one. This is Scott from Paradise Craps. Out.